Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to make a quick video on my way to work. Just wanted to let everybody know that's thinking about, the idea of restarting, the idea of starting from scratch, the idea of, literally wiping their slate clean in their life of all the possessions of, anything that they feel like is holding them back, whether it's people, whether it's, materialistic items, starting over is just a recognition of you understanding the path of least resistance. Sometimes continuing with the same burden that you have on your shoulder day in and day out is harder. It's less effective than actually pressing the restart button in your life, taking everything away and starting from scratch. So if that's something that's been on your mind, don't feel like you failed. You have not failed. You are actually progressing. You are actually winning. You know how many times people had to start over, start from scratch? How many times people had to give up their possessions? Like, don't stand there and think any less of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Walk out with your head up high. Walk out with, the same swagger that you did when you felt like you had everything. Nothing changed because you didn't change. You evolved, so make sure the things around you evolve. Right? Sometimes, man, we end up in this rat race. We end up in this Instagram race. We end up in this, this matrix that's not real life but feels like real life because it's a part of our lives, and just because something is a part of our lives doesn't make it real life. So I want everybody to understand one thing: you only fail when you give up. That's it. You only fail when you give up. And as long as you out there swinging, as long as you out there with that mental endurance, that physical endurance, that emotional endurance, you will always win no matter what it takes, no matter what it takes. Can't nobody fucking stop me. Can't nobody stop you. The only people that can stop us is us. And until we understand that, we will always feel like that we don't have control of ourselves, that we don't have control of our lives, that we don't have control of our futures. And the truth be told, if you feel that way, you will never have control. If you feel like you do have control, then, starting from scratch, giving up your possessions, like literally wiping your slate clean, doesn't feel like that you lost control, doesn't feel like that anybody else, has something over you. It just feels like a freeing moment. It feels like, listen, like I found an easier way to chase the bag, to achieve my dreams. And, I just hope that if people are ever, faced with that decision in their life, that they stand there and, they do it with their head held high. That's a decision that I'm facing right now, to literally wipe everything clean and start from scratch, and I feel like, it was by no wrongdoing to myself per se. It wasn't. It was, sometimes we count our chickens before they hatch. And if we do that and, the chickens end up not hatching, then we have to face certain consequences. And, it's part ignorance. It's part, from somebody from the inner city. Like, it's part of, wanting to just skip step one of, having financial stability underneath yourself. I had financial stability, but I lost the stability because I started acquiring things that I told myself that I can keep. And now I'm at the point where it's kind of like, you know what? I can keep these, but it would add way too much stress to my life. And I'm only 24, so let me just give these things back, start from scratch, humble myself, get back to the grind. And not only that, I'm able to save more money. I was ashamed of myself for weeks for thinking that. I felt down on myself. Now I'm looking at it like, James, that's strength right there. That's mental endurance. That's you understanding, what it takes to succeed, and you not giving a fuck what anybody thinks. You feel me? I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, nor should you. So I want to make sure everybody know, man, don't get caught up in a rat race. Don't get caught up in trying to step one is success. And step one is success is nothing more is nothing more than giving yourself a financial financial stability, giving yourself level ground to play on, right? You can't do nothing if the ground underneath you is shaky and it's weltering before your feet. No matter what you got, no matter how much money you're making, you cannot do anything. And last but not least, man, I think everybody should always have a side hustle outside of their job. No matter if it's making an extra $100 a week, extra $50 a week, no matter what, you should always have a little side hustle outside your job. You cannot count on a 9 to 5 to bring you happiness. You cannot. You cannot. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day. You know, I'm about to start my actual drive now. I was caught up in traffic. Wanted to give y'all a quick note. But listen, man, we're going to fight on. We're going to dream fearlessly. We're going to master our reality. And we're going to feel powerful. I'm 24 years old. And most shit that I've done, most shit that I've had, most people I know haven't done or haven't had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand there and go through my life the best way I possibly can. I'm gonna continue to give you guys insights on what I'm going through so that way I can hopefully give y'all guidance and we can stand there and live this life together. We can stand there and prosper together. So have a good day.